Hi everyone. How is your day going? I hope you're doing well. Thought I'd say hello and see if we can't mm, talk about. See if we can talk about mm, whatever y'all want. Maybe we'll talk about the Earth, the Matrix, the realm, or not. Let's talk about something else. Let's. Nope. I changed my mind. New ideas. Let's talk about Mars. Let's talk about going to Mars. Let's talk about going to Uranus. Let's talk about. What's up, John? What's up, man? I just was dipping through one of your videos a minute ago, man. Oh, let's talk about Snickers. Let's talk about Snickers, Mars, the Milky Way. Let's talk about space possibly being white, not black. Let's talk about what's up, Jenna Daigle. Let's talk about um, let's talk about tequila. What kind of maniac am I having a shot at tequila at what is it, 9 o'clock? Who's gonna change the world? Only the crazies do that. The craziest amongst us. I don't know what I wanted to talk about. I was hoping you guys would just show up and be like, "Hey, this is what I want to talk about today." Because I know that because I whenever I do videos this instantaneously, there's someone over there that was um, connected to my consciousness that made me have to do this video every time. There's somebody that's like, "Hey, I have a question about something." I just couldn't telekinetically figure it out. Sometimes I can. Sometimes I'm like right there, and now I'm kind of like scattered between like 4 or 5 different ideas. And is this a copper cup? Yeah, on the outside it's copper. Too bad on the inside. Let's see. On the inside it's steel, so it's just copper plated. I do have some copper cups. I don't know. I don't know why I'm being. Here's why. I'm being lazy and not using my full-on copper cup because I'm drinking tequila, and I'm trying to proportion it properly, so um, I don't drink too much of it. You know, like if I pour myself a shot in here, I know how much I'm drinking. If I pour some in there, I'm like, that's a shot to me. Daddy got to take his medicine in the morning. You know. Cymatics, you had a dream where an object that changed, this object that changed into whatever you said. That wasn't a dream, Cymatics. That was real. That was your higher self forming things as the greatest of all shamans. You know that was the an original idea of where we came from. That like where objects. This is some of Terrence McKenna's work. The object at the end of time. This kind of idea where um, there's a bunch of shamans sitting around, and they could vibrate energy into a space and create an object. Terrence McKenna, while him and his brother were taking absurd, heroic doses of mushrooms, probably Amanita muscaria. Um, I don't remember exactly what kind of mushroom he was eating, but they were on the path to try to create an object. This is what I recall him talking about. But in that's what said that's where language came from. That's where object came from. If you take 12 angles, 12 apostles, 12 shaman, 12 things, and energize something into the middle, the pressure of maybe speaking can create something. Um, I mean, thought. What came first? Thought. That's the, like in the beginning there was the word. Well, where did the fucking word come from? The word came from an idea or an image that was held. It's like there's an image that I have in my mind, and here it is. It's in my hand. You can't see it, but if I really, really focus, it will come into my hand. Look. Here, I'm gonna do some shaman work right in front of you. Look, there's an image in my hand that you can't quite see. Oop, there it is. Now you can see it. That was the image I had. It just got placed there. It was a copper cup full of tequila. Now that I said that I do that with humor, but that's true. That's true. Now, if I had an image of, say, a some food being delivered to me, I want food. I could use this thing and order some food. I could just sit here long enough, and a friend of mine would eventually just come here and maybe have food. Probably have food. If I just sat here long enough. Eventually it would show up. And I didn't have to move a finger for it. I didn't have to do anything but perceive of it. Now, a lot of people say, no, that's just coincidence or whatever. But if you really, really focus, like, you could put yourself anywhere. Like, think about when you do have a dream, you put yourself into those realms. Like, the dream realm. Like, where do you want to be? How do you, what else? Let me get this mop out of the way. Fuck it, just put this shit down. Tired of it. Tired of it all. Fuck the shit. We're going barbarian on them. Maybe that's what it was. Savan Bomar did a video um, about Conan and CNN and Canaanites, and this is some of. It's funny. I was really excited that he did this video because this is like some of his old shit that he, like, years and years ago, that we got into the Conans, the Canes, the Khans, the Kings, the Kin, the all of the C and N words, all that. But I mean, he did that video, so I'm not gonna do that. Let's see. Did you ever end up talking about Feng Shui again? Jenna Diego, after the video that I made called Feng Shui. Uh, yeah, and if y'all don't, you should go check out John Shamanic's channel. It's good shit. Cymatics, the beast. That's very funny, because my friend Ami, her car, she calls it the beast, because she's got a beast of a car. She got like a massive car, so it's fast as fuck. Like, she didn't even drive fast. Like, the other day, she was like, we were leaving the airport. She just was like, we doing 100 around this corner. We doing 100 around, like, a wet ass corner, because the car just eats roads. It just, like, devours the concrete. Just. It's a super automobile. Yeah, the beast. Um, yeah, John Tremonti, because it's actually about the symbol, the ruins, the holograph. AIOU also a symbol. Interesting. Iowa. 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 I wonder about that. I've never even considered that. AIOU is Iowa. Just, the place in the United States, Iowa. That's interesting. Now I'm gonna have to. That will be the next show that I do, because I'll do a little research on that, and we can expand on the AIOU in Iowa and what's there. So why do we cut it out? Cut it out in Sigil Magic. Well, here, John, we cut out AEIOU because they're vowels. Okay, they're called vowels because they're vowed. They're vowed from L. The story is. Let's see if I can remember the story for you. I've told this story before. Oh man, it's been so long. Maybe if it comes to my mind later, I'll tell you the story about the vowels. But so it's known, you have the things that are vowed. It's here you go. It's the things that are vowed from L. Man, it's just it's right there on the corner of my brain. It's the vowels, because of the Elohim, the L, the words, it's a story of the world, the word is in the palm of your hands, because here's your 26 letters. Here's 13. 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, 12, 13, 13, 26. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L. L is the 13th letter. And so that's half of the alphabet. L, then M. Or excuse me. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L. Yeah, there you go. So, oh man, I really want to tell you that it's like kind of, it's not a limerick, but it's a rhyme about why the vowels are, because it's like this. You to use the rest of the consonants they're constant. You have to use your tongue to form them. If you say ow, like ouch, ow, ow, you don't need teeth or dentals, dentls and s's. You don't need those to produce the sounds of a I o u. A I o u. It's just your tongue and the roof of your mouth, possibly, but it's basically just you're forming with your lips, and so they're vowed to you. They're given to you freely. There's nothing you need to do, and they're given to you. So that's why they removed them. That's why it's removed in the case of like ancient Hebrew. The old ancient languages don't really have vowels. They're just using things because they're there. This is why when you're playing with etymology and deeper forms of magic, you remove them because it's they're already there. You can put them anywhere you want. This is why whenever people go, "How are you making those two words the same?" Because they're not. There's different vowels in there. No, if you have, the consonants that's what matters. This is why you can say "mot" is the same as "mat" is the same as maternal. You get the maternal and you get into material and you go, where's that? Yeah, there's different words, but the root of the sounds that you have to make to go through B, C, you got to do a bunch of shit with your mouth, but everything else is given to you, granted freely. Oh man, I'm so close to remembering the rhyme about if you eating of the fruit of the tree, and if you oh, it's your elbow. Boom, there you go. So it's the elbows, the bowels, and the vowels. Here you go. So you walk into the forest, and it's for rest, to rest. It's for rest. And you look up into the tree, and you notice there's a fruit there, and you use your elbow, to grab of the fruit of the tree, and then you consume of it, and it goes down to your bowels. Elbow, bowel. So if you eat properly from the fruit of the tree, if you eat properly from nature, then you get a vowel from L. So what we see is that if you use your elbow, you bow to L. Thank you, L. L is God. It's one of the smaller gods of the Elohim, the angels. The alphabet is part of the what you were given. You use your elbow to bow to L, and then if you eat right, then L bows back in your form of your bowels. Your bowels is the same as your elbow. So by eating right, you receive the right nutrition in where Lord bow. Lord, lowered, it means lower down. Lord down bow. So your bowels says thank you, and then vows to you. L vows back to you. It gives you a vow. A vow. Thank you. Here's my vow to you. I'll let you speak truth. That's what you get. There it is. What's up, Lucianne? The wild man of Borneo. I've never been to Borneo, but I mean maybe in the dream world, but and yeah, this is why if you look into the Bible, well, I mean it's Bible for a bunch of reasons. The two horns of the bull god. I'm gonna go back to the early work that I've done. If you look into the Bible, you'll find that every name in the Bible ends with L. Daniel, Michael, Gabriel. Why always L? Why is everybody in China? Why is their last name Li? Why do you wear Lee jeans? Why do you wear Levi jeans? What about Leviticus? The L's are the original angels or angles, which is what is this? It's a 90-degree angle. You can see here. Let me show you. See this right here? That's a symbol for power. It's a Reiki symbol of power. See right here? You dip into reality and you take a 90-degree angle into it. You go walk here and then you dip into reality and you spiral into it. So the angle is basically you take a spiral, which is all of reality, and you just go, oh, I'm going to this spiral. It's like a rabbit hole. You jump into it. You're going this way, and you take a 90-degree angle, and you jump into it. And that gives you why the world is in the palm of your hands. It's a palm pilot. You pilot things with your hand. Everything you do, here we hold the world. You got your numbers and your letters in your hand. For people that don't know this, you've got 10 numbers right there. There's your digits. You got 26 letters, and you can even find a little more to do with why the word man is M-A-N. If you go M and N, so you got, let's see, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M. That's the 14th. Excuse me, that's the 13th letter. Let's see, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M. There you go, the 13th letter. So I screwed up earlier. The L is the 12th letter. I apologize. L is the 12th. So I mean the 13th didn't matter. The M matters because M and N, when you do this. So when Hova did this, Jigga, all that shit, whatever the fuck he does, it's saying that the 13th letter is, so I apologize about the earlier, the 12th letter. The 12th letter is L, but then it gives you 13 digits, so 3, 6, 9, 12. So there's the 12th. But it's 13 on a hand. So there's 12 there. 3, 6, 9, 12. There's the 13th, which gives you M and N. And then in the middle is A. See that? There's the angle of A. So you take the two L's and you get an A. The two angles of your hands, and you get an A. So M and N. So the man, M-A, it's a triangle. M-A-N is the measure of all things. So man and your hands are the measure of all things. So, and this is where you even get pi from. Or phi, excuse me. So you have 3.14 and 1.618, right? 3.14, you know how this works? 3.14, right? Anybody know this? The mathematics of it? It's the 13th and 14th letter. 1.314 or 1314. So if you do pi, you get 3.1415. There's a mathematical riddle in there too. So I'm not gonna go into all that right now, because it was tough to even getting to the vowels and vowels because it's been a while since I've limericked that or whatever. Anyways, let me reassess some of my earlier videos. It's funny because I haven't thought about them in a while, and a couple people were watching some of my earlier videos, and I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about. Sometimes I forget whenever I'm talking. People don't have the original blueprints of what's going on and why I'm saying what I'm saying, and so most of the time I'm giving like PhD level PhD shit. So it's like sometimes people are like, what the fuck are you talking about? If you don't know the origination point of the numbers, the letters, and the vowels, and the sounds, and why things work, the shit that I say doesn't make sense. I mean, I'm not going to go back and start teaching kindergarten again. I'm not teaching first grade, but I'll drop a couple things in there for people. You can go back to the beginning of my videos and kind of get. I mean, even then, even the first videos I was making was still probably like 200, 300 level courses on shit, because there was already a baseline of understanding how letters work and how letters function. And because somebody had asked me the other day about the esoteric structure of the alphabet and how the letters work, they want to know about etymology. I was like, well, people want to. It's like people playing basketball want to learn how to do the sham god. They want to learn that, and they can't even fucking dribble. Like, you gotta have some of the basics down before you can think you're gonna catch somebody with that fucking. Even the fake sham god, if anybody's into basketball, you can't catch somebody with that unless you can do the sham god first. So, for people to understand etymology, you have to understand that every single letter is in and of itself an angel. It's the smaller, what's called the demigods, in a sense. The letters are demigods. So understanding each letter has a value, creating a word. So if I say that 314, let's just use that. 3 plus 1 plus 4. Each of those numbers, if I add them together, 3 and 1 and 4, I get 8. But I know that it took 3 and 1 and 4 to produce 8. But if I say a word like, let's say beer, I have to understand. You don't just say beer is a word and it's just a sound, beer. You have to know that the letter B, the letter E and R are creating the word beer. You can't just get to the you can't just get to the point of saying that etymology means this if you don't know that the numbers build up to an equation, and the letters build up to a word, and the words then make sentences and paragraphs and books and all of that. But if people, because you don't get taught this in school, they're never going to teach. I mean, I'm not going to say they're never, because if I got anything to say about it, motherfuckers going to teach you this shit in school, because it's very, very important. It's the only thing. You have to know every single letter that you use is a sound and an energy unto itself, and that's the creative aspect. But you go to school and they say that they teach you the alphabet, A B C D E F G H I K L M N O P, blah 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 blah. You can just rhyme through it. They don't tell you how to visualize it and do it backwards in your mind. They don't tell you that each letter, in fact, has intrinsic value in and of itself. They just say, here's all these letters. Now we're gonna make words with them. Just throw that to the side. Don't worry about. Well, I just made this letter. Why does an A look like this? What does an A have to do with plowing a field and an auroch? What does a B have to do with the birth and the mother? What does a C have to do with? Nobody tells you that, and that's a fucking shame, beyond all shame. Like, shame on those motherfuckers, because that's the first thing you should know. But if you're gonna start spelling and spell casting and being a magician because you're doing it anyways, they better tell you what every single fucking letter means, because you're using it every single day. Every time you speak. I just use the word speak. S-P-E-A-K. I better know what S means. That's the energy of the snake. I better know what P means. That has to do with penis projectile. And what that energy means, going towards the moon, away from the sun. That's projecting something. I better know that E and A are kind of, EA Sports. Those were already vowed to us, so don't worry about that. But there is some value to that. And the letter K is literally a mirror reflection of something. Look at it. There's the K. It's a wall, and an angle hits it. It's just boom. It's very demanding, the letter K. Although it can be silent, which means it's reflective. So it's in the word, for instance, in the word knife. Where's the K? It's reflective. You didn't hear it. It wasn't there. Might as well spell it N-I-F-E. Why is the K there? Because it's dual. Because it's dual purposed. Because a knife is a dual purpose instrument. You could cut something and feed a family, or you could slit a neck with it, right? So there's so much deeper meaning to every single letter that people need to get familiar with. Get familiar, motherfucker. Get familiar. That's why when they say there's curse words, man, what do you mean there's curse words? How? You taught us cursive, didn't you? All these teachers, first they teach you, you go to school, they teach you 2 different alphabets. Actually, they teach you 3. They teach you 3 alphabets. 4 maybe. They teach you how to write. Okay, here's what the letter A looks like. And they teach you the A this way. And this is lowercase. And they teach you an uppercase. Well, that's weird. So why I got little ones and big ones? It says the same thing, doesn't it? Does it say the same thing? Why wouldn't we write? Why do I have to have 2 different expressions of the same exact sound? A. Now all of a sudden I'm going to write an A in cursive? Whoa, I got 3-letter A's, and you taught me how to curse. Fuck you for teaching me how to curse. Fuck you, you cunt. Are those curse words? According to who? Go to Ireland, or go to Australia. Call somebody a cunt. That's a term of endearment, affection, adoration. So there's a lot more deeper into the writing of the language. Why is it right? Why is everything right-handed? Why you go to school, and if you're left-handed, it's considered of the devil. And what does the devil mean? What does Eva mean? What is the evening? What are the even numbers? Lived. Devil is lived. So what is the code here? If the word devil is the word lived, it means it's been done. If it's been lived, it's been done, which means now I can see it. So Eve is the darkness of the soil, or the evening, which is the even numbers. So there's even and odd things. So I can take what has been lived as in the devil. This is why women were considered the devil. Women are the devil. Yeah, because they're of the devilic, the devil plane, which is beneath your feet, which is soil, which is everything to do with the black soul or black mother earth, which you can see it's right there. It's matter. It's material. It's ma. So that ma, that matter, is matter. It's fact. It's there. Matter of fact is ma of fa, which is father. Father is light. So matter of fact is matter of light. That's what it means. A fact is what? Just whatever someone says. But as you see it right there, it becomes the material plane, that existence that you can play with. There it is. There's material. There's mama. Hi, mama. It's mama right here. Here's mama right here. Here's mama right here. Here's grandma, motherfucker. That's why they call me grandma. I mean, is my mind grandma? No, my mind is grandpa. My mind is Jesus. My mind is the light of the world. But my physical body is the grandmother of all things. It's that motherfucker. I'm that motherfucker. I'm that ma-fa. That mofo. Mafum? See, that's the mother and the father. Get together, that's the motherfucker. You know who your father is? He's that motherfucker. He fucked your mother. See? So that light imbued all of the energy into the earth, which is soil. Why is the soil so black? Because the light, which is bright and clear, causes melanin, causes carbon, causes the skin to become dark. So the light causes darkness. What? What? The light, which is clear, it's not white, causes darkness. It's not black, it's darkness. White doesn't cause black. Light. White doesn't cause black. Light, which is clear, causes darkness. Emptiness provides housing for density. This whole space allows for physical objects to live within it. There's a lesson for today, class. John Shamanic, there you go, man. Electric tile, what's up, man? Of course, yeah. I mean, all of the mudras and things. These ones are electrical circuits. Each one of these fingers are electrical circuits. This is why you have different mudras, and we can move them around differently. You can kind of, itsy bitsy spider, itsy bitsy spider. That's connecting different electrical circuits. You know, you got your positive and negatives. I think the thumbs are neutral. I think these are neutrals. Some people say they're different, but I think these are, connecting circuits. You can do it this way too. It's like doing this isn't always a great idea. Sometimes it is, but this, and like you can get these in here, just playing like with these circuits here. This is why I think, because all the mudras use the thumb point, most of them. There's some that don't, but this I think is a neutral. This is why you can use it this way. So I think this is the if you look into the eighth circuit of who did the book. So I think the 8 circuits are these fingers, infinity, and then all of a sudden, pew, opposable thumbs. There's the 8 of infinity, and we'd just be stuck. We'd be stuck in infinity if we only had these 8 things. But then somebody was like, "Here, have opposable thumbs." Pew pew pew. And now all of a sudden we can pick things up and we can move and we can create object, which is gives us the 10. And 10 is 1 and 0, which is male and female, which is the dynamic of left and right, that kind of shit. What's up, Astro? In the beginning, there was the number electric tau. Yeah, man. No. In the beginning, there was not the number. Absolutely not. Not true at all. In the beginning, there was thought. Thought is not a number. I that's a game I'm not playing today. Numbers are numbing. There is no such thing as a number. Numbers do not exist. I'm tired of it. It's so baloney. All there is I. I am all things. I am not a number. I will not be numbered. The days are not numbered. That's perception. And then people have to go, that's 1, that's 2, that's 3. No. It's us. It's we. It's all of this. It's not a number. It's a feeling. It's an energy. We use numbers and we use letters to express things. It's not the truth. So in the beginning, there was not a number. In the beginning, there was an image and a feeling. An image and a feeling. You can do all the numbering you want, and it will never compensate for feelings and images. You think the alchemist in the laboratory has anything but their feeling of what they're trying to do, and the energy that they're putting out, and the image and the feeling they have? They're not using numbers. Numbers are for numbskulls. It's just the way it is. We can use them purposefully, but to think that numbers were there in the beginning, that's where that's going to go wrong for people. This is people got caught up in the numbers because they're going to play a number game. They're going to live in the world where, what's your numbers? How much numbers do you? How many numbers do you have? Numbers are infinite. Didn't your boy tell you this? He said, "Are you a rich man?" He's like, "How much money do you have?" He's like, numbers will never make you happy because there is no end to numbers. You can go on forever. Keep adding another number. What's infinity? It's not a number, is it? It's a word. It's an idea. So therefore, infinity isn't a number. It can't be. And so numbers would just keep going with that. What's the biggest number you can think of? Write it down. All I gotta do is add a number to it. Oh, that was bigger. Now I got more than you. I got more numbers. I got more money. How's it? I'll give you all of the charcoal in the world. You can have all of them. You can have 1,000,000 charcoals. You can have 1,000,000,000 of them. I'll have one delicious peach, and I'll eat that. Just that peach. And how many bites does it take? Here, the Thor. There you go, John Shamanic. Create Thor. Yep. Figured out together. Eva. Yeah, the Eve. There it is. Figured out together. Eve and the evening. I'll go a little deeper on that, maybe, Eva. You've watched a lot of movies that there's Eva. Remember that, Wally? Wally and Eva. So Eva is even connected to V. Eve? What is Eve? Eve, the only letter there is V. It's a V. It's vagina. It's Venus. It's 5. It's physicality. Even encoded in Eve is physicality. It's the V. I'm going to say this again. In the Roman numerals, you got I, which is 1, and V, which is 5. 5 is encoded in the star pentagram, which is 5, which is Venusian, or Venus. And so Venus is Eve, which is love. That idea. L-O-V-E. Which is, love is L-O-V-E, which is V, vowel, basically. Love of the vowel. To speak. Which is encoded in the human body. because you're a five-pointed star. You're a pentagram. That pentagram is Eve. The pentagram is an apple. That apple is what Eve bit of. So if you look at an apple, there's five seeds in it, in a star, and that star is you, because you're a star. Look at you there. You're a star. Put your hands out. Here's your head, 2 feet. You're a star. Look at look at Da Vinci. You see that picture of Da Vinci? It's got the man with the hands out and then up, and then it's got the feet this way and the feet that way. Is that a man in front and a woman behind? Is that what he's encoding there? Is that a picture of a man and a woman? But you just can't tell? Maybe. But it definitely does encode a circle and a square. And that's a little more coding. But it's a star inside of that. The star inside of the circle and square, which is Eve. Evening. And which is blackness. So the black hole, black circle, black hole sun. So inside of that soil, the black soil, is is why you consider blackness, darkness, evening. Which is, where does the soul come from? Comes from Eve. Why it comes from blackness? Why do black people got soul and white people don't? Like that energy of that idea. It ain't skin color, it's something else. But it is in most part in this realm displayed by Soul Brother number 1, that shit. It's in more than just your skin tone. It's deeper than that. But it does have to do with the connection to the idea of what Eve is. John Shamanic, I heard you say that earlier. I remember making that video about a year ago, and thank you for the shout out on that shit. Yeah. Yeah, and that even deeper into that idea, shamans use death to create life. Like, it's not like we need to kill shit. It's like we're not killing anything, but everything in a dead world. Let's use. Is this is dead? Would I consider this dead? This glass, this cup. So I can pour spirit. Is the liquid in here dead? Would someone consider this liquid to be dead? Or is it a spirit? Is it living? So we can turn anything. Look at this. Would anybody consider this thing living? So shamans use drums. Right? Is this living? Or did I bring it to life? That's the shamanic drumming. That's any instrument. Is it dead or not? So that's using death to create life. So now everybody out here like bobbing their head on it. Right? You just go. You can still hear it in your head, can't you? I ain't touching it. Now your mind works. Now you got imagination. You got imagination of a sound. Chrissy, night to Eve, nympho to nurse, nuns, nana, females. Yeah, I mean and he said that the nuns, nanas, females. Yeah, the nympho nurse. I mean that isn't that like Halloween? How everybody wants to dress up because there's this like the sexual culture of like how life is, everything is sex, and so why around Halloween do all of the chicks want to dress up as the dead nympho nurse, right? There's a deeper connection to the Hallows Eve and what that is. What's up, Quez? Pew, pew, pew. Chrissy, extraterrestrials, man, that's hard to say. Well, religion, I would say religion and military are part of what you'd call extraterrestrial. It just means, look at the word ET means extra terrain. It means more land. Yeah, there's more land outside of the land that we perceive as we think. If we live on a ball, there's only so much land. If we live on an infinite plane, there's land forever. So what's outside of your perception, that's what controls most of the environment, most of the landscape. But there's other lands everywhere. This is land's everywhere. Who knows who owns what? Nobody owns any land, period. People can perceive themselves to own land, but you don't really. You know, that's Earth. We just on it for a little bit. We just playing with it. But in the sense of taking over the, you know, yeah, there is a sense of extraterrestrial. It doesn't mean it's some fucking little guy with a green head and gray skin and no genitals, beaming shit. Like maybe that's part of it. I don't doubt that there are some sort of those things. I mean, there's all sorts of different. Like, look at the sea. Look at the craziest creatures you ever see in the world. They're living in the sea, but that's a different realm. You're not familiar with, and the realms outside of here, which are extraterrestrial. So yeah, in a sense, but so who took over, motherfucker? I took over. How's that? I take over this whole thing. It's all mine. I mean, that's people should have that attitude. It's all yours. Everything's yours, but it's not to like have. It's not to have ownership. It's have dominion over, in a sense, to just to use it and move on and like, you know. It's like who owns here, how about this? Who owns an apple? Here you go. Here, have this apple. I own this apple. Okay. Have fun owning that apple. What are you gonna do with it? You're gonna hold it? All of a sudden it's decay and it's gonna rot and it's gonna become nothing. Eventually. Or you're gonna eat it. And if you eat it, you've destroyed it. Now where is it? You don't own the apple because that's not there. So you either ate it and it's gone. You've gotten something out of it. You've given yourself nutrition, blah blah blah. But the apple's gone. I gave you an apple. I thought you owned that. What'd you do with it? I ate it. Why'd you eat it? This is delicious. Oh. You got that apple? Yeah, I still got it. Why is it so rotten? That's what happens. It just turned into. It's fucking. Where did it go? There's a couple. Well, I got a couple of seeds. They didn't go anywhere. We'll plant them. Here you're gonna have an apple tree. Enjoy. Uplifting humanity is. Do I know who uplifting humanity is? Yeah, sure, I do. Man is a star bound to a body. There it is. In the beginning, there was cymatics and imagination. Yeah. Imagination then projected out cymatics or waves. It started from the stillness of nothingness of the mind, and then DMT is kind of connected to atom. ADM. ADM, atom. An atom is ADM, ADAM, right? And ATM? ATM, what do you get? What do you get in the beginning? Adam and Eve, Adam, ADAM. What do you get? So that's energy. What do you have inside of your body? Atoms, ATOM. It's the source of energy. Atom, ATOM. If you go and you need money, where do you go? To an atom, ATM. If you need information, who do you come to? The Atman. Source of energy. Yeah, slapping and self-healing. That's why, I mean, why do you think puppies fight? Why do you think animals, like, they're play fighting? Why do you think kids generally want to wrestle and play around? That's the energy of sport. You know? Port of energy of snake like energy. How we all doing? You know what? I always forget. I forget to remember that there are people from all over the plane of existence where the sun might be in a different place. And for you guys, it might be a different hour. For me, it's about 10:30 in the AMs. So here at 10:30 in the AMs. And it is Friday, and it started on Tuesday, but in New Orleans, I mean, every day is fucking amazing. But there's something called the Tales. It's basically for people in the service industry and for bartenders and shit. Tales of the cocktail. So I mean, there's just events all over the city. We pay a few bucks, and sometimes they'll tell stories and show you to make new drinks and yeah, and there's always snacks and it's all over the city, and there's just tiny little events, and it's Tales of the cocktail, man. I highly suggest, if y'all have never been here, to try to come here during that. You don't have to be in the service industry or be a bartender, but you can go and listen to these clinics, and um, yeah, they're all day long. They're lots of fun. And I haven't done that yet, is what I was getting to. It started on Tuesday. I mean, I do this all the time anyways, and but I think I'm gonna go to a couple of these events. It's like you see all your bartender friends, and you see them out, like, oh yeah, yeah, you got a day off, huh? Like, yes, tells the cocktail. Uh, Chrissy, I feel like they control humans with sounds and laws. There is only one law, not laws. There's one law, which is a wall. Take laws, take law, and flip it around. WAL. It's a law. It's a wall. Walls can be gone through, over, around, under. So there's only one law, even if there is laws. But no, sounds you're right about. It's sounds. I mean, think about it. Like, if I'm listening to this music, I want to dance. So there, I'm controlled by the sound. You are now controlled by the sound of my voice. You are now controlled by, if your alarm clock. There's, all sorts of, if you're going through a neighborhood and there's a bunch of work being done in a house, and you're not gonna, it's not gonna be enjoyable. You don't want to be there. Like, fucking take a detour. So sounds, which are creating shape, which are creating object, yes. So in that sense, the world is, in the beginning there was the word. What they meant really was, in the beginning there was the sound of things, which then created letters that then became words, but simplistically, the words, yeah. Yeah, cymatics of Earth. I did a video a long time ago on the whole. Maybe I'll do it for everybody here. Does anybody here remember the video I did on the electrical system and the houses, like how your house has a wall and the breaker box, and why it's in the basement? And does anybody remember this? You got me digging into the archives. I just figured people have heard this story and understand it well already. So have you guys seen that video? You should go look at. You should go check it out. I'll give you the simple breakdown of it in a second. I just want to see if anybody here remembers. It's about where currency is stored. Currency is stored in the wall. So if you look inside of your wall, there's an electrical outlet, and that's where all the wires are running. It's all copper. And those copper wires connected to a breaker box. The amperage, the amps are in the basement. The base mind. Ment means mind, so the base mind. If you go to your basement, you'll find a panel. Pan of L. To pan, left and right. Pan to pan, like if you're playing with with audio. Pan to the left, pan to the right. It's a pan of L. So you go to the breaker box, which is a panel of a bunch of breakers. And those are running the current for the house. And the house has a bunch of walls, and those walls are the laws that hold the energy behind. So behind the law is the current, the currency. The currency. If you look at that breaker box, that panel, and you look at it very closely, and you look at each one of those breakers, about 70% of houses will probably have a breaker that is called a square D breaker. Square D, which means take a square and put a D inside of it. A D is a reference to half of the sun. That's where you get the letter D from. See it? There's that and that. Now just drop it on its side. You see that? That's where the letter D comes from. It's half of a circle. So if a circle is the whole thing, and I cut that circle in half, you get the sun, which is energy, light. It's called on. Sal on. So on is the morning, right? The morning light. And then at night, it's off. So you have off and on. So when the switch is on, you have light, you have energy, you have electricity running through the house behind the walls. Now those walls are connected to the floor. The floor. So the connection between the roof, look at, you have a roof and a floor. What's the difference between a roof and a floor? ROOF. Roof. Floor. FLOOR. What have I added to the floor? An L. How did I get an L from the roof? ROOF. The root letters are R and F. How did I get that roof to the floor? I had to have a wall. I had to have an L. So I took that L, which is a 90-degree angle. Look at your house. 90-degree angles everywhere. That roof, I put an L in. Roof. ROOF. FLOOR. Floor. Roof. Floor. Connected with a 90-degree angle, which is a wall. An L in the wall. See, people think I'm reaching for this shit, but I guarantee this is how the language is made. I guarantee it. Why do you think there's a 90-degree angle in your corner, which is the corner of the house? It's where things, if you look at the corner of your room right now, you'll see it's dark right there. Look at your house. I don't care where the light is. All of the light goes to the corner to die. It means to split. It splits light. If you die, you go to the corner. The corner. So the corner collects and traps light. And that corner is an L. It's a 90-degree angle. It's the angel of darkness. It's built into the house that you live in with the angles and the angels. See, there's nothing. It's not to think of the angel of darkness or as bad. There's nothing wrong with darkness. There's nothing wrong with soil or soul or earth. There's nothing wrong with death. There's nothing wrong with life. It's just coding for what shit is when things are dark or when things are light. You need darkness so you can go to sleep. Sleep is great. It's wonderful. It's reviving. You think, oh man, I'm so tired. I'm going to sleep. It's the miniature death, just like an orgasm, little mini death. Oh, you've expressed light. Look at, put a black light on semen. You can see it. You've let go of some light. There it is, and use a black light to see life that you think is dead, but it's inverted. And now we're inverting things. We're inverting things in this house, this home. Om. Why do you call it a home? Because it's Om. Om. Now look at that breaker panel again. What does it run on? It runs on a frequency basically akin to sound, which is running on ohms. So your home is running on sound, which then is created. You can create electricity and light out of sound. You can create light out of sound. It's called what is it called? Somebody want to give me the right word here? I just forgot the word, but it's like basically there's so many ways of creating light. Like, I'm not giving you the right word here, but think of it this way. If someone ever says something to you, and then remember you see those cartoons and you see a light bulb above someone's head, that's an idea. An idea is light. Holy shit, it's so bright in here. Fuck. You could be in the darkest of rooms and darkest of spaces, but you have a light in your mind. Like shit, I mean, how many times have you been depressed? Depression is good, by the way. It means deep rest. It means to depress something. Deep rest. How many times have you been in deep rest? Then all of a sudden, you wake up, light bulb comes on. Oh, an idea. That depression gives you the ability to meditate, be still in darkness, and find a giant piece of information. They go, that's it. And then you wake up, and the world is completely anew. You ever woke up with that fucking wild hair up your ass, and you're like, holy shit. This happens all the time to me. Sometimes I'm just like, people are like, I'm just kind of walking around in Sometimes I'm like, holy shit, yeah. And everybody has that. That's what the fire in the mind is. It's always there. You always got the little flame lit, you know. It's like a Duraflame log, you know. It's always lit in your mind. But it's like, then you just throw some gasoline on it. It's the rising of the phoenix, right? That's the idea of what imagination is. The Magi's create flame. We are the fire starters. We have thumbs. opposable thumbs, which are able to. This is what people aren't getting about. We're not fucking animals here. We're not animals. We have nothing to do with those fucking animals. All of those animals are inside of us as in, you know, a we have these essences, but those animals, you know what they aren't doing? They're not creating fire, are they? So therefore we're wildly different than animals. They're not creating weapons. I mean, to a degree. I mean, if somebody wants to get into, like, you know, some crazy, like, monkey gorilla bullshit, you know, complicated apes. No, we aren't. No, we're fucking wildly different. Wildly different. We didn't come from apes. That's ridiculous. Why are they so strong? They got hair on their back. We got hair on our chest. They got no chest hair. They're wild. They're extremely strong, and we're weak. So I thought we were supposed to get better. Are they making fires and cooking their bananas? Wait, so they got these long incisors. Look at, they got these long fangs. Ah! And they're not eating meat? Here's the confusion. They're not eating meat. They're hanging with their giant muscles from trees, eating fruits and vegetation with these long incisors, fangs. So what do we have them for? So we can go kill things, and we can also make fire. Wildly different. Wildly different. Not even of the same. Maybe hybridized. Maybe as... Let me see if I can find the book if I have it here for you. She wants everything. No, I don't have it. Lloyd Pye is who you're looking for. Lloyd Pye, Intervention Theory. Ooh, here. She wants everything. She watched the news to see what's going on. Oop, can't do this too long. Turn that back down. Yeah, so Lloyd Pye, it's called intervention theory. So maybe that's a possibility, that there was a higher level understanding species that decided, okay, we're going to take some of our being and take this being from this realm, which was maybe most closely resemble some sort of gorilla, monkey, ape, but we didn't evolve out of that. They took some of that DNA and they spliced it together. That's a possibility, but it still doesn't make us the same species. It's part of us. Who's out there eating monkey meat? Who's out there eating gorilla meat? Nobody, because you wouldn't, because that's your family, but in a very wild way. And the idea is, within the intervention theory, is that if there's gene splicing going on, here's how you can prove it to yourself. Gene splicing is probably a real thing, and it's probably happened from a, you don't know. We know the year 2019, and in the higher forms of government, they're in the year 2050. They're not sharing everything with you. So if you believe that in 1960 there was black and white TV, 1930 there wasn't really anything going on, and like all of a sudden we got this high fucking crazy technology. There's no cell phones and shit. there was no technology. What kind of technology, if there were just one realm out and there were 200 years ahead of us, what the fuck are they doing? Here's how you can prove it. What is a cat? What is a cat? What is a cat? It's like a small lion? No, it's not. Look at the eyes. Look at the eyes of a cat. They're Vesca Pisces. They're not circular. Look at a lion. Look at a tiger. They have circular eyes. Okay, so what are you saying, Zen? Why do their eyes change? What possible evolutionary or, what reason? Because a snake has Vesca Pisces eyes. Have you ever watched a cat do shit? It plays with its prey. It plays with shit, and then it'll just fucking wildly attack something like a fucking snake. A cat goes, it hisses. Wait, doesn't a snake hiss? Yeah, it does. A lion doesn't hiss, it growls. It's a fucking beast. You ever see a cat just its tail, much like a snake, Long ass tail, up the spine, the whole thing. Everything it does. Slithers around, always lands on its feet. Have you ever see a snake just not land on its belly? Like, it's it's a crossbreed. A snake and a lion were crossbred to make a cat. Thus, we go back to Egypt. Why was there fascination in Egypt with cats? Maybe that was one of the first things they hybridized. Because, like, hey, we got the Egyptian snake charmers, and then these fucking wild beasts that no one's really fucking with. I mean, some people can. Some people really know what's up. If you Russian, you could get a lion and a tiger to fuck with you. You good. But somebody was like, let's take that thing, that wild thing, and take that thing, which is snake-like energy, which is wrapped around the pole. And that pole is the rod of Asclepius, or the rod of Hermes. Two different things, but kind of the same thing. One is a pole when the snake wrapped around, or the two snakes. One is Mercurian. Mercury has to do with this different kind of energy. Has to do with energy and currency, and the rod of Asclepius has to do with one snake. It's healing. It has to do with, like, if you ever watch these ambulances, if you see an ambulance or if you see any medical establishment that has two snakes on it, it has to do with money or currency. So that those ones are looking for money. Ambulance chasers. If you find something that has one snake wrapped around it, that's the rod of Asclepius. It means the rod of healing. Wildly different. Symbol literacy. That's the difference. Most people wouldn't know. They just say, oh, that means healing. That means medical establishment. Every medical establishment that's very big that makes a lot of money, it's got two snakes around it. Not one. The one snake is about healing. Look into it. Hermes versus Asclepius. I mean, it's not a versus. It's just, there's nothing, I mean, shit, there's nothing wrong with Hermes. There's nothing wrong with currency or energy. We've just used it in a way that it became, money, finances, cutting trees down, like that. Somebody, somewhere, I can't explain it. I don't know how that turned into, like, cutting trees down and causing, like, the hermetic arts to be kind of inverted, as it were. Jenna, if you died at your home, it would take your house cat less than 2 days to start eating off of you. Interesting. Hey, I love cats as much as any other animal, but let's be honest, it's a dog's world. I mean, dogs are way better. I mean, dogs are just inverted gods. D-O-G-G-O-D, right? They're cats are like, hey, that's just a cat. A cat doesn't give a fuck about you. That's what you got to get. I love cats. I mean, I love cats in the sense of love for everything. I don't love cats. I don't like cats. Like that, fuck a cat. If I say that's my cat right there, that's just somebody I fucks with from time to time. If I say that's my dog right there, that's a motherfucker. That's my dog. Wildly different. A cat can go fuck itself. That's a dirty cat in the street. That's that. We in the streets. We a cat, yo. Cats don't give a fuck about you. Remember that. So if someone says that's my cat right there, stay away from that shit. It's like pussy. So that's my pussy. That's my cat. That's my pussy cat. Bitch don't give a fuck about you. But if that's here, if you hold that bitch down, like that bitch, that means that's your dog. I call you my bitch. Because you're my bitch. Somebody else calls you a bitch, then we got a problem. But I can call you a bitch because you're my bitch. That's dog. That's real. But, like, that's my pussy. That's my cat. No way. That's pussy. Just fucking throw it back on the street. Throw it back where it came from. That's catch and release fish bullshit. Sirius Blackstar. Oh, you know Sirius. Sirius Blackstar. She's chilling over here right now. Yeah, we went out late last night. I don't know. She's about to come over here right now. I can tell. Oh shit! No, she's going in the kitchen. She wants some snacks. Let me go give her some snacks real quick. I'll be right back, y'all. What's up, yeah? Oh, here it is. Oh shit! There it is. I'll be right back, y'all. Okay. One second, y'all. Let me I dropped my telephone here. Let me place the. There we go. Okay. Okay, we back. We back. What are we talking about? Cats and do cats and dogs game or birds and bees game or you know what's funny? I've never read the story of the birds and the bees, and I was never told the story of the birds and the bees. I mean, I guess I could figure it out off the top of my head, but I never even had like one day I kind of looked it up because I was like, I've never heard the story. Like everybody's like, oh, you heard about the birds and the bees? Like what? That's some old 1950s, 60s shit. And you'd have to have a really interesting set of parents to tell you the story of the birds and the bees because I never heard it. Has anybody actually heard? I'll do a whole video on this shit. Has anybody? I don't know anybody that's actually heard that story. I've never met someone that says. I've never even heard someone say that. Yeah, that's some old 1930 shit. And I don't even think they even knew it. But the way I perceive it is like bees got to be pollinating all the flowers. Flowers just sit there. Flower is a girl. They gonna sit there and all the bees gonna come over and fucking drop seed in them. I mean, that's the way I see it. I mean, it'd be better, you know, plant your own garden, have your own flowers, and you know, be that beekeeper. That's the birds and the bees is pimp hand strong. You know what I mean? Cymatics, did you read your thing about giraffes and DMT? When here a second ago? Did I miss it? Give me a second. Are you saying the honeymoon baby? Yeah. That's so funny. Birds and the bees, yo. The Burt's beeswax. Biatch. Oops. All right, who else up in here? What are we talking about? And Jenna, that's funny about the cats thing. That tripped me out. The cats would eat you alive. So cats are weird fucking things, man. What are they? Like, rather be a fucking a vulture than a cat. Vulture, you know what you're getting. Everybody's scared of a vulture. Why are you scared of a vulture? If you live in, they ain't fucking with you. You just chilling. Like, what's up, vulture? It's like crows. We just chilling. Speaking of crows, look what I got on. Anybody know this? Well, I got some new necklaces too. Check it out, y'all. Yeah. Don't worry about those. Don't worry about that shit. Sandia, how do you get rid of feral cats? Um, uh, Start. Okay, here. There's a couple ways you could do it. You could do it from the really hoodoo level, which is you'd have to do some like magical arts to get rid of it, or you could do it just from a physical, simple level. If you fed it, take the food, feed it again, but feed it just a little ways away from your house, and then feed it again, but move it farther away from your house, and then feed it again and move it even farther from your house. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? It'll take you a little bit, because I mean, once you get a feral cat around, they're like, "Meow, I need that food. Meow, you fed me one time, feed me." It's like, you know, you got to be very selective with the houseless people you help, and the kind of people. You know, I've had to be like, you know, motherfucker, get the fuck away from me. Like I've helped a lot of people out, and I'm just like, nah, you asking for too much at this point. I'm not your fucking, I'm not your mother. I'm not your father. I don't owe you shit. I've given you more than I need to by giving you anything. You know, and that's what you gotta do with the cat. You gotta be like, all right, here, fine, all right, I'll give you a little more. Put it over here. Put it over here until they're looking for the food somewhere else. You see? That's the way to do it. Zen's men's garments. What is this on my shirt? Did you see it? Do you want to see what it is? I'll show you. Oh my god, I'm fucking naked. Holy shit. Don't look at me. I just didn't feel like turning around. There you go. We were talking about this earlier. Yeah, hold on, let me put my clothes back on. You might see me naked. Hi dog, what are you doing? One second, y'all. Oh yeah. Okay, here we go. Oh shit. Okay. Yeah, what's up, Burke? Yeah, Sandy. So hopefully, Sandia. Yeah, that makes sense though, doesn't it? I mean, there's like simple ways of doing shit, and then there's like being when you really are practicing witchery. There's this really funny meme that I like, and it's like, if you need somebody to get out of your face, like here's some witching practice you can do. Take 1 tablespoon of salt and throw it in their fucking face and say, "Get the fuck away from me," you know. If somebody's saying you're gonna cast a circle and do. I mean, you can do all that. That just takes, that just taking energy of the universe and a little bit of your time, and you could be patient and wait and whatever. Another way to get rid of that cat is just take a BB gun and shoot it right in its fucking skull. Oh no, that's violent. No, because then it might go get the other cats, and then you got like fucking 40 cats meow, wanting food and wondering why the cat has a pellet. Or you could just have a pet cemetery. You could just like fucking, you could catch it and hang it. Or, or you could just take that cat in and have it be your cat. you know? I mean, it depends how much do you like the cat? Is it a gnarly fucking? Is it one of those, or is it like meow meow? Is it one of those? I mean, cats are fun. I mean, for people who are like, I can't believe these Chinese people be killing the cats and serving it up as on the orange kung pao chicken menu. It's not chicken, it's cat. Maybe they got pissed that there was too many cats in their back trying to get up in their fucking shop, so they chopped their heads off. And they just like, fuck it, killed it, might as well eat it. Killed it, might as well eat it. Cat genocide. I mean, really, like, fuck these cats, fuck these pussies, yo. Here you go. Listen. Anyways, um, cat genocide, pet cemetery shit, yeah. Uh, oh, what else? What else, guys? Chrissy, the story of the birds and the bees. The bees had declared a war. The sky wasn't big enough for them both. They got help from below, from below four furry paws. So it's the cats, it's the birds, the bees, and the cats now. Yeah, that's you gotta I'm I'm a I'm gonna raise the earthworms. There's gonna be worms everywhere, and people like walking outside like, why are there worms everywhere? Oh! Those are people who get grossed out by worms. don't like worms either. Like, who the fuck? I mean, I used to go fishing. You know, put a worm on the end of the hook, throw it out there, catch yourself a fish. Isn't that weird? Like, no one's eating a worm, but you're gonna eat the fish that just ate the worm. Nobody likes. No one wants to eat the shit off the bottom of the ocean, but they'll eat the shrimp and the oyster. I mean, I eat shrimp. I fucking love shrimp. They're fucking delicious. They're like the fucking cockroaches of the sea. Who the fuck cares? They're delicious. Fuck out of here. Put a little fucking tartar sauce or a little cocktail sauce in there. We good. Fuck you talking about? Oh shit! Here's one more. One more. Just one more. Regrets, they say you should have none. I took a pretty significant amount of acid when I was young. And these thoughts weigh heavy on my brain. Cause as I reminisce, I wonder if I took the LSD in vain. Back in the day when all I really, really wanted was a VCR. Back in the day when all I really, really wanted was a VCR. Yeah, anyways. Worms are food for the birds and the fishes. Crazy, right? Christian, what happened to the dragons? The draconians and the dragons and the dinosaurs. The dragons and the draconians, the vampires. There's vampires here. There's the dragons and the dinosaurs, I think, are on other realms. I don't think they're ever in this realm. I think they're in a realm that got pushed out. I think they're probably in Lemuria. I think. Because we don't really see any evidence that dinosaurs were ever here in any way. All the dinosaur bones are bullshit. That's connected to the false history of the Freemasons and shit. It doesn't mean it's false completely. It just means it's false for this solar system. The sun that runs around above our part of the realm. There's another sun that's outside farther. There's another sun that's out here. And in those realms, you're probably going to see dinosaurs and pterodactyls and all that weird shit. And dragons. Yeah, that's what I think. I don't think anything happened to them. I just think they weren't here in this realm. I think that somebody got outside of this realm, saw them, and then brought back those they're real stories because they happened, and they're happening probably in other realms. That's what people are fucking with. But not here. Not in this realm. Not in this. Like, maybe the density changes. Maybe a portal opens and all of a sudden we got fucking dragons here. And you go. You call me Khaleesi. Khaleesi man! Kaliman! I'll take the dragons. Fuck all y'all. I got 2 dragons. I got serious dog star right here. Look at her. Look at this. Look at her. Chilling. She chilling, yo. With the little Buddha back there. Hey, Meaty, what are you doing? She got no time for this shit. She just chilling. Hold on a second. Let me see what she's doing. What are you doing? What are you doing? Hi. Hi, baby. Here. What are you doing? Speaking of serious dog star, there she is. Here, now she's ready. Photo op, what's up? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Anyways, yeah, I don't think the dinosaurs and dragons were ever on this realm. They're just pulled from another realm. Maybe some people have actually physically been there in this spacesuit, this body. So other people have had dreams, imaginations, out of body experiences. Come here, baby. Have you seen cricket flower? Cricket flower, Burkay Turkman. I don't even know what that means in any way. What are you talking about? Cricket flower. Peace out, Jenna. A pet fox would be cool. Yeah, foxes are interesting creatures. Sly like a fox. Damn, you know what? I can't tell you guys enough how good this music is. Anyways, if y'all don't know, when you're done listening to my dumbass just ramble on about shit, and you want some good music, go listen to Wax, the greatest. I would say that probably one of the greatest musicians on the planet. He's definitely one of the greatest like hip hop rap artists for sure, but the dude does so much else. Like plays instruments like he can rip, man. He can play guitar. He's in there, man. His music is just fucking incredible. So go look up Wax and look up his new shit. He just came out 2 new songs today, and he's got this new album he's working on all summer. So every Friday he gives 2 new songs. It's fucking good. It's really really good. And all of his other shit is like it might be too hip hop for some of you peoples. I don't know who's listening, but listen, look up Wax, man. He's for my money. If I had to just like I'm gonna have to listen to one artist. It'd be this dude. There's like it's like what food would you eat for the rest of your life? It'd be whatever his music is, because it's just all over the place and it's really good. Yeah, so good music. That's what I'd be jamming to. Apparently, it's made from real crickets. Well, like you know what, Bird K, if that's real, do you know how difficult it is to find enough crickets to make flour out of? Do you know how insane that sounds? To a normal human being. If I walk into this realm and I see fields upon fields of wheat and all of this shit just growing, and I'm like, oh, I can cut that down and make a meal, make cornmeal, I can make wheat, I can make flour out of this, and I can create bread and do all this. Or I can go and I can go create some sort of something so I can collect crickets to make fucking flour. That's fucking tarded. I mean, that's just the way I feel about it. It seems insane, doesn't it? Does it not seem insane? Now, I could go and do all this shit and collect this flour, or if I'm a reasonable human being, I see a cow there, I might just slit its fucking neck, eat its meat. Probably not. If you just came here to this realm, you wouldn't kill another creature. That would seem silly. But you could walk around and see a bunch of glowing fruits in the sky and go, look at what is that orange thing? It smells so good. It just falls into your hand. You're like, what is this? Why is it on the ground? Can I just eat that? Yeah, eat that. And you just eat it. You go, oh my god, it tastes so fucking good. Then if you got really good at it, after realizing everything tasted really good, you're like, what happens if I just let this sit in a container and let it breathe? Oh, it's got a little funk to it. Let me see what happens if I drink it. Tastes weird. Interesting. Ha 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 ha. But that's funny, ain't it? People got the world is your moist oyster. For instance, you can buy a bucket of crickets at the hardware door down the street. Right. You know what? Also, you can buy a bucket of fucking limp dicks at the software store. How's that? Software and hardware. Look at that. You go to the hardware store and you got software. Computers got software, and men work with hardware. And these motherfuckers, they work in software. I don't even know why I'm doing that voice right there, but isn't it funny that the words? Microsoftware. Tiny penis, guys. Gotta use numbers and digital things. Men will use tools. We got big tools. We use hardware. Be free, what's up? We are the hardware? Nah, we're all the shit. I mean, hardware, software, flaccidware, wear clothes, don't wear clothes. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, we're the creators of the whole shit. The whole realm. It's the mixing pot. It's the stew of things where like we're all kind of creating something and destroying something. Like this must be destroyed. This must be created. And I still haven't figured out how it all works yet. But it's fun. It's fun to figure it out, huh? It's like a game. It's like you're playing a game. You're in this big fucking maze. You're in amazement. You're in a giant warp tunnel, flying through infinite realms, all simultaneously, creating this vortex into your own mind that then spits out of your eyes as the reality that you see because your mind imagined it as such. I don't know. Who knows? Malware and spam. Malware, spam, and virus. Yeah, those come in and go out of everyone, but those things are not. They're not. Those things that you're talking about are not part of the real system, so they can always be removed. You can always clean something. You can always fix something. There's nothing that is unfixable. If if the perfect system was created as a baby, child, 1.0 as it was created, then it got a bunch of malware viruses. The child gets a bunch of disease. If if it was perfected to begin with, then it was diseased, then you can remove the disease of the system. Always. No one would create a system that was diseased. They would never allow for it. Like think of you right now. You're gonna create a baby tomorrow. You can put disease in it? Nope, you wouldn't do it. So, if there was a God, if you believe in that shit, God wouldn't create a fucking diseased environment. If you believe in, um, you know, evolution, evolution is getting better. Would it be cleaning up the process of or whatever? Did we start out of everything was diseased, and then we evolved? Where it evolved disease? No. You'd have to start with the mindset that the spermatozoa was already a cleaned up version of the DNA that then reproduced itself in a better variety, never diseased. These you know. Yeah, I think it was people just bored. It was. Let me see if I can find the book here. Here you go. Weapons of Mass Instruction. Let me see if I can turn right to the page. Um, it was John Taylor Gatto that said his grandfather told him that if you have a problem with being bored, like that's you can't blame that on anything else. That's your problem. You need to invent things to you need to invent games to subside. That's how it works. Like you can't. I'm bored. Well, fucking stop being bored. Yeah, if there's a before you create the problem, the solution was already there because you're like, all right, if I sit here and I say nothing, it's no problem. If I sit here and say 4 plus 5, oh shit, 9. That's 4 plus 5 is 9. But I didn't. But if I said nothing, there was no problem. But in 4 plus 5, there's already a solution built in. But then people give these long ass fucking equations and shit, and make they make trouble where there shouldn't be any. Oscarini, TW is the massive. Do is the massive distraction. I don't know what that means, man. Thanks, Quasi Loomis. I found the last puzzle. Be free. I don't even know what that. I don't. Yeah, I don't know what that means. I mean, I know who that used to be. He went by like 40 different names. He was a confusing one. DW. I don't know what you're saying, man. Yeah. Hmm. Yo, I got kicked. What does he say here? Oh, this isn't this song. I'll get to it in a second. It's a fucking really good line. Let's see what we got here. I know direct energy weapons is the mass of destruction, but I don't know what you're saying. I don't know what you're getting into here. Like, yeah, yeah, we'll probably just yeah. Oscarini, do I smoke herb? I'm gonna smoke all sorts of herbs. Everything's an herb. You can drink it, you can smoke it, you can whatever. Weed. Weed is not a weed. Weed is, see, this is where they trick you. Weed is a flower. Grass is a weed. Grass is a weed. Weed is a flower. Ah, depends. I mean, come on, man. Don't ask me silly questions. You should know these answers. Yeah, you just. All right, y'all. I'm gonna roll the fuck out of here. I got a couple things to do. Go get some breakfast, and as always, have a beautiful day. And I gotta take this DOG to the OUT because she needs some outside time. I'll talk to y'all soon. Do yourself a favor. Find an elephant to play with. If you can't find an elephant, Shaozen Chow. Yes, you too, Burke. Do good things. Good to see you, Unstance. Inspire the world. Do weird shit. And always try to make yourself happy. And if that helps other people be happy, that's the good way to go. Do that shit. Peace out, yo.